Hi everybody, it's Mary back with another reading for you. As promised, I said I was going to do a reading on Kristie and Rod. I am curious to know what's going on in the Blanchard household as the holidays approach, because you know Gypsy's going to factor into this somehow, and family is everything. Family is everything. So we're gonna pull some cards on Kristie, Rod, Gypsy probably make an appearance. I mean, this whole thing is because of Gypsy. We've got some Gypsy oracle cards because, you know, it's Gypsy. She's like the puppet master. And some Shakti cards. We got some more oracle cards. And just in case, we've had the Unavailable Tarot, which represents baby Aurora, which is half the questions. And even before I start, let me say that everything in this video or my channeling that I say is alleged and for entertainment and speculation purposes only, and only that. Also, I'd like to address before I start reading, but I can start shuffling the energy cards and just get the energy first around Kristie, Rod, and we kind of all know what Gypsy's up to now. And Ryan, he's gone a little cray-cray there. But anyway, a lot of my viewers here, and thank you for your support, all of you. You are the best part of this channel, including the ones that say, there is no baby! Now, at this point, well, I'm going to put up a link to the previous videos where I specifically channel baby Aurora or tap into her energy, because just repeating myself is a waste of my energy and your energy if you've already watched the videos. So I still have to get a new laptop. My two laptops died. Like a message from God, like, Mary, stay away from the laptop for a while. You can do this with the phone. It takes a little more time. So, but basically, I will put up a link so that you can go watch the other videos, specifically about baby Aurora and whether she exists or not. I mean, truthfully, I'm only about 50-50 on her actual existence right now, simply because, one reason is because, I can't see her face now, as it is now. I've seen her future life with Ken, but that could just be symbolically any father of any child. It's a very shadowy, not shadowy, very like opaque, see-through almost vision that I get about Aurora in her future. On the other hand, if there is no Aurora, Lifetime, I would imagine, would be in a lot of trouble to do a show, a whole season, based on Gypsy's pregnancy journey and giving birth to a live baby. If this is false, can you imagine what kind of trouble Lifetime would be in? I mean, Gypsy would be screaming bloody murder, like, you convinced me to do a series like that and it's all a lie, and like she could sue the crap out of them. I hope I can say crap. And also, that was a polite word for something else anyway. But and also, just consider this for one moment. Just think about this for 1 second. The first time baby Aurora gets a scrape on her knee, nicks her finger, bumps her head, anything, she will have to go see a doctor. Baby Aurora doesn't bump her knee, doesn't skin her elbow, doesn't bump her head when she's playing like a normal child does. Actually, I see her right now. She's playing on, guess what? She's bouncing on a trampoline. Those of you who've been around Gypsy for a long time, you're gonna know what I'm talking about when I say a trampoline. But no, really, that's what I'm seeing. She's jumping up and down on a trampoline with about 3 other kids. So, yeah, I mean, like, I think she's real. But whether Aurora ever goes to a doctor or doesn't, and it's made, and it will get out there somehow. What do you think the public is going to think about that after Gypsy's entire defense being Munchausen's by proxy on her mother's part? which is not true because Gypsy would be dead if that was the case. But anyway, no, it's not Kristie's card. So yeah, I mean, it would be insane to pretend that you have a baby when you don't, because then again, that goes back to the insanity of Dee Dee. I don't mean to say that so strongly insane, but like the way Dee Dee manipulated the medical system, that is my belief that she was engaging in malingering. I do not judge Dee Dee. I speak to her quite often. She's actually saying, "Hi guys," and I'm like, "It's not your time to talk, Dee Dee. Hold on. I might call you in," but I don't have her deck here right now, so I wasn't really gonna channel Dee Dee right now. But yeah, oh, she's really nagging at my left ear. She wants to say, I mean, she's saying, "Hi guys," like, it's like, okay. Thank you, Dee Dee. Can you sit back for a little while? Go rest, go have fun. She really wants to speak. My throat chakra is really lit up right now. She wants me to talk about her. But this reading is about Kristie, Rod, and Gypsy. Possibly Aurora, if Aurora comes into the picture. So, yeah, settle in, get a nice hot cup of tea, or your favorite snacks, because this might be a bit of a long video. We've got Kristie, Rod, Gypsy, energy, Oracle, we got a lot. So, you know, I know what Ryan did, and I'll get around to Ryan eventually, but, you know, Ryan is the creator of his own insanity right now. So, we have one energy card for Kristie. We have one for Gypsy. How does Gypsy really feel about her step-parent? I mean, her father and her stepmother, I wonder. as much as Kristie and Rod can, you know, stay on her gravy train, maybe? I don't know. So let's see. We got Rod right here. Okay. So let's put these back. And yeah, so, like, I am kind of... Still a small table, sorry. Yeah, I just don't see how baby Aurora, whether real or not real, this is not going to come out, and it's going to be not nice. So why bother screaming she's not real? Like, we will find out. Baby Aurora should be walking right about now. People will see her eventually. If anyone, by the way, if anyone knows the Walmart that Gypsy goes to, please inform me, because I want to contact them, and if we could really pull together and get like a GoFundMe, we could raise some money and pay a Walmart employee, unless somebody out there wants to volunteer to go, who lives nearby where Gypsy goes to Walmart, and take a picture of her with Aurora, or if Aurora does not exist, without Aurora. Stake the place out for about a week, and every time Gypsy rolls in, because it's like her favorite place in the world almost, you know, like then, you know, eventually someone's gonna snag a picture, and then we can check it for AI, deep fake, Photoshop, the whole 9 yards, you know. So I'm serious. I will write to Walmart. I'll say, in the interest of, like, I don't know, public safety or for a child. I mean, Child Protective cannot come into a household to check that household unless the witness has, like, really strong proof. Even if it's not, like, actual tangible proof, like, you know, that they are willing to say, like, I would go to court and lay my hand on a Bible that there is abuse going on in my household, and it has to be realistic for CPS, Child Protective Services, to come in. And I just happen to, unfortunately, I know that because one time I did have to call when I saw a child being hit repeatedly in an apartment across the way from me. So it's not easy to get Child Protective to come in. Once they come in, forget it. It's like, you know, a Roach Motel, like, you know, they all come in, you know, and they don't leave. But, you know, CPS has come, and they haven't said anything, although none of us have actually seen CPS in the household. I don't know the laws where Gypsy and Ken are living, so I don't know if that's legal or not, that, you know, they may have rights that they cannot be filmed. So let us proceed with this reading, you know. And just one last thing I'd like to say, I'll probably say it again, just for one moment, let us consider where Nicholas Godejohn is today. Just post-Thanksgiving, just pre-Christmas. Where's Nicholas? Let that sink in. This is who I care about. Since I don't know 100% if Aurora is real, I tend to believe she is. But there is someone that we do know is real and alive and suffering. The only one who seems to be doing any growth, and that is Nicholas Godejohn. Where is he today? So, what's going on with Kristie? Let's find out. Oh! Look at this, Ancestors, number 28, which is going to reduce to 3, which is she uses creative means to or she thinks they're creative, to use family connections. She's connected to Gypsy, and, she's the one who helped get Gypsy to have more tea, more juice, more sugar in this situation. I guarantee that Lifetime would not have picked up another season, a second season, if Ken and the pregnancy hadn't come into being. Gypsy running around with Ryan, okay, fine, whatever. Some people are confused, like, why is she with him? Why is he with her? But it was Kristie who got Gypsy back in connection with Ken. And so Kristie did this by using, the ancestry lineage, even though she's only her stepmom still. And it says historical connections and purposes, right? So I guarantee you that Kristie fed Gypsy some story about, like, we're a family, and actually Gypsy does have historical karma. She was, as you can see in a previous video, in a past life she was in the Holocaust. She died in Auschwitz. Not because she was so innocent either. I mean, you got to do things like manipulate and lie and cheat to survive something like a concentration camp. But, she brought that karma from her past life. So I'm also hearing Kristie had a hard time in past lives as well. You can have historical connections and purposes. That doesn't mean they're all great. I mean, look at, St. Peter. Jesus is, one of his disciples. He has historical connection and purpose, to spread the message of that what Christ, taught people so they could go to infinite source God and experience God's love and get back on track. And how does Peter die? Crucified upside down by Romans. So, it's like not all the time is what I'm saying that your past lives are like some fantastic, wonderful thing. Sometimes I was just a peasant, and sometimes I was, a princess, and both lives are difficult. Like a crust of bread that's yummy and delicious for a peasant one day, or a good meal on one day is a fantastic life. Whereas princesses, they didn't have much choice over who they got to marry, how much power they had, but it'd be a good day. Maybe their marriage day. Maybe, I don't know, they have a little party or something. But for the most part, being a princess is a very difficult job. Look at Catherine Middleton. Her job isn't easy at all. Well, not that she's a princess, but yeah, she is. She's Princess of Wales. So let's see what the energy is around Rod. So we have Beneath the Surface. Woo. 31. Beneath the Surface. Hidden Truths. Something unknown. What Rod's hiding? Oh, I also saw that Kristie can't sleep at night. She worries. She worries about getting caught. I'm hearing right now she's getting caught. I don't know what she's going to get caught about. But she also worries a lot about Mia. She worries about Mia, about what Gypsy could do to Mia. I can't make this up. I wouldn't. With Rod, yeah, I'm hearing still waters run deep, and that he look, this is an iceberg, right? What does he do? He works on the water, okay? And where does he run to? Maine, all right? Up near the North Atlantic. And there is a lot more to Rod than truth meets the eye, but I mean, honestly, I would say that whenever he gets up and takes off, he's probably doing a smart thing to get away from the insanity. But on the other hand, Papa was a Rolling Stone with Rod, and he is the Papa who is the Rolling Stone. And I believe that Rod kind of, you know, gets around, and that's also something Kristie worries about. Like I see her sleeping in bed alone. Rod is not sleeping in bed with her. Now I see him sleeping with her as well, like next to her in bed, and either way, she's tossing and turning. She's worried all the time, and I hear in her head, I hear echoing, you know, Rod, like she doesn't know where he is. Rod, and you know, like she worries that he's with other women. So Gypsy's energy, which happens to be in reverse. And then what a surprise. Okay, oh wow, nice. 10, Archangel Raziel. Oh, with 31 is 4. So yeah, Rod is, or he was before Gypsy got out of jail, he is the provider. He is the one who was kind of the head of the household, but nah, Kristie's doing things behind the scenes. You know, Rod, yeah, he is like an iceberg. Like, don't mess with him. You know, it just, the tip doesn't seem so scary. But, you know, what lies beneath is like, watch out. So I just heard he's going to walk away. Like, for good. He's like, I'm done. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the cards say. So Gypsy, what's going on with her? Well, this is how she wants to appear. She definitely wants to appear like this, like Archangel Raziel. And wisdom, inspiration, and Akashic records. So I just referenced the Akashic records with one of her past lives. But yeah, apparently she's not getting traffic on TikTok. She hasn't left TikTok. TikTok has left her. And basically, the situation, you know what my finger just touched? The evil eye stone. This is to ward off the evil eye. So let's use that for Gypsy's cards. But yeah, she's reinventing herself again. Surprise, surprise. And 10 reduces to 1. So something ended, which I'm going to say TikTok, and then it reduces to 1, which is all about her. That is the frequency of 1. If I look at this as an angel number, then yes, it's an ending, and it's also a beginning, because you have 0 here, and 0 is like infinite new beginnings. Like she can create whatever new start she wants for herself. 1, and she is like reaching out to any energy because she needs it. You know, she's drawing on all her wisdom. She's listening to all different inspirations, and I just mentioned the Akashic records. So this means also right here next to ancestors, this is a confirmation right there that Kristie does pull out like the whole we're family card, and past lives, and think of the future type of stuff. Think about your child's future. Think about your future. Akashic records are the records of everything that has happened, everything I'm speaking into existence right now, and that you're speaking into existence or doing into existence, and allegedly the future. I don't like to think too much about that, because if we already knew the future, then what would be the point in experiencing joy in life and happiness and free will? So but Gypsy, yeah, she just reinvented herself with a new I don't know, like going back at YouTube, and I think she started a website on motherhood or something. I don't know. I know motherhood's in there. I'm like, okay, that's like the one thing that I would never ever watch her for. Never. I think a lot of my viewers are mothers, or, you know, not, you don't have to be. You could just be an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, whatever. You know what family is, you know? And I'm sure you know somebody who's had a baby. Yeah, it depends. Would you rather listen to somebody you know that's had a baby, or do you want to listen to Gypsy Rose Blanchard? That's your choice. But so let's see. Right now, I'll put baby Aurora on the side. I'll put her right. Keep an eye on her. And I do use those cards for other readings. I really like those cards. But so let's see the energy between Kristie and Rod, because it's my way of thinking that with Christmas coming, and I have a feeling that Gypsy's going to make an appearance at the Blanchard house, because that's the right thing in her mind to do. I mean, it is nice to visit family on the holidays. She is lucky that she can go visit family on the holidays, unlike other people I'm thinking of that I already mentioned. So we don't need to mention Nicholas again. Poor Nicholas, even though his own dad can't come and visit, stepdad can't visit him, nor his stepbrother. They live too far away. His father is too ill. Again, you can check out one of my videos I did on Dylan. I don't know what, I'm sorry, not Dylan, Quinn. I don't know Nicholas's stepbrother's last name. But point is that Nicholas is not getting visitors from his family. Unlike Gypsy can just go do that, but she maybe... Oh my goodness, I switched this backwards. What am I thinking? Let me get my brain out of the way for a minute here. What's going on with Kristie? Hey, that's what's going on with Kristie. Let's do this. There's her card. 1. What is going on with Kristie Blanchard? What is she planning for Christmas? I see she's planning a big feast. She's planning on cooking. I see Mia next to her. This is nice. 2. Let's just get some confirmation, some more insight into Kristie. What's going on with Kristie this Christmas, this holiday season? What does she think about Gypsy doing the photo ops with baby Aurora? That I'd like to know. What does Kristie think? Because Kristie is a button pusher. I don't know how else to say that. Again, like, how did Gypsy get back in touch with Ken for real? Kristie told her. Kristie was in touch with Ken. Kristie stayed in touch with Ken. So, you know, Kristie's a little mischief maker. But again, I already said she can't sleep at night and stuff. So, you know, like, karma is not so nice sometimes. So we have the Queen of Swords. It's in another deck. Mystical Moments. So I will link in the description if you'd like to get it. I do make a small commission, but that's not why. I just love this. The King of Pentacles. But in this particular deck, the King cards are, there's an extra one for each suit, court suit. So the court cards. So there's a male King of Pentacles in this deck, and there's also a female representative of the King of Pentacles in this particular deck. So we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords. Ooh, ha. Oh, Kristie, what are you doing? Wheel of Fortune again. Ow. Oh, and look at this figure. Who does that look like? I wonder. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. No, I just asked source to flow through me, and let's bring the truth out, you know, as much as we can. And infinite source and my guardian angels, my spirit guides. So it's like, whoa, I mean, did she pose for this particular card? Does the author of this card know Kristie Blanchard? Wheel of Fortune, change is coming. Oh, and another one, Queen of Wands. Wow. Wow. So what is going on with Kristie? All right, let's figure this out. The Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Wands. Okay, so Kristie, not only she's hurting. She's really hurt. Gypsy's hurt her. Not necessarily the way she allegedly hurt Dee Dee, but you know, Kristie is feeling pain, as I mentioned. These are super glossy, but really nice. So it's, you see all the tangled images here, like almost like a spider web, you know, and hand held out. Like, she voluntarily got involved with Gypsy in prison. She got involved with the situation with Gypsy between Ken and Ryan, or just Gypsy. She stirred up trouble. She thought she could handle it, and she couldn't. And in the end, she's the one who got hurt. Like, she's literally crying blood. And shot in the heart 3 times, you know. She's shot in the heart by Gypsy, shot in the heart by her own children. Mia is telling the truth, and I think it was Life After Lockup, the first season. Mia's telling her the truth. Mia's hurting her because her mother does know what she's saying is true. She can justify it all she likes. Kristie can justify it. Mia's correct. Who is this third arrow? I'm going to maybe say Rod, but I can't be sure. He's not there for her as much as we might think. And so Kristie is basically what I said before. She's looking for Queen of Wands energy, you know, where she's like prosperous and she can make things come into being and she can make things happen. She's wearing like a peacock skirt here. She is like, she does look very, pretty for her age and what she's gone through in life, you know. She's, you know, pretty. She means well, even though she justifies things. And, you know, but she's all about like what she says is right. She's passionate about herself. And this might be a good thing because Wheel of Fortune, change is coming. And since she's like kind of like on a downward spiral right now, or has been for a while, since Gypsy was like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, I got Brie now. She's been feeling hurt and outcast. I'm hearing outcast, confused. She wants to be a grandmother to baby Aurora, but for some reason there is a blockage there. I cannot tell if that's because baby Aurora is not real, or I just got this message. Kristie wants change. She wants to be back in the sunlight. As far as I know, Kristie is a Christian, and she wants to be back in that sunlight. She wants those days back. Oh my God, sorry, oh my goodness. I just heard that she wanted to be when Gypsy was back in jail, and she had a very specified role. Justice, the Queen of Swords. She had a very specified role as the, you know, the sweet stepmother, which maybe she was. Maybe she didn't have any motives at all, you know, and she genuinely cared for Gypsy as she would her own child, Mia or Dylan, and, you know, go visit her in jail, be there for her. There are plenty of pictures of her visiting Gypsy in jail. So, you know, and so right now, Kristie's trying to distance herself. You see, she's even using a spyglass. She still cares about Gypsy. As I said, she wants to be a grandmother to Aurora, but for some reason, there's like a blockage in the way. And, you know, I'm thinking it's more because, like, right now, Aurora, real or not, I don't know 100%. But, I mean, her soul is real. Kristie is making logical, like, thinking logically and kind of, like, away from the situation because Gypsy's gone, basically. And Rod is not around. She has somebody there with her. See the little bird? Mia comes in to check on her. Yeah, look at the birds. They come in and they go. And she has like a little birdhouse here. You know, Kristie does like to help and does like when her children are home and everything. But she's rising above this right now, and she's looking at her options from a realistic point of view, like from a bird's eye point of view. And what is she looking at? She's looking at the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is all about stability, prosperity, in terms of wealth, prosperous wealth. The King of Pentacles is all about sensibility, good health, harmony, and yeah, a lot of abundance and things. And that is what she wants. She wants it back. She wants change. She wants it to change, where she's back feeling like she's back on top of the world and can pretty much manifest whatever she wants into existence, because she's been hurt. Gypsy hurt her. I'm hearing Rod hurt her. She feels let down by her own children. Yeah. And so she's looking at how can she pick herself back up and get back on track monetarily, health-wise, and she does want to be a grandmother. Maybe it's not to Aurora. Maybe it's to Mia's future children, or Dylan's children or future children. She doesn't want to be hurt anymore. She welcomes the change. She's welcoming it. She's not even afraid to hide it. Like before, down here, she got hurt by holding on to the weeds and the brambles and the thickets. She got lost in that, and she got hurt by that. She's looking for money again, fame, attention, and it brought her nothing but heartache in the end. So she's looking for change. She's the only one in this card. These are all single person cards. So she's looking at herself and she's welcoming change. And I just love this picture of, looks just like her. So, and what is it for? So she can be strong in herself and her own security, where nothing Gypsy does can really hurt her. You know, and she's looking deeply in herself. Even though this was Rod's card beneath the surface, she's looking at their relationship very carefully. She's aware of the iceberg that's underneath the water, and she does not want another Titanic moment in her life. Not really. She may go along with it for a while, you know, for the sake of, I don't know, social media fame. I mean, she's used to lifetime fame. Why would she care about social media fame at this point? Nah, she wants to reclaim her power. She feels like she's lost it somehow. Let's read about Rod. What's going on with Rod? So that's why I'm looking at Christmas, because, you know, the family should get together. I do see Mia and Dylan there visiting. I have a feeling she's going to come up with some excuse. I don't know. But what's going on with Rod? Because this is something that Kristie feels hurt by. Also, Rod is Gypsy's natural father. He has been there. I've seen some pictures of Gypsy when she was like, maybe, could be anywhere between 5 and 7 years old. And like, Mia's in the picture. Rod's in the picture. Dee Dee's in the picture. Dylan's in the picture. I believe that's Dylan. There's some other children in this picture. They're at a lake or something, and a tree, and Dee Dee is in that picture. And it's almost like, look at the happy family, but I'm willing to bet that it was Kristie who took the picture, because she's not in the picture. And yet they're like this happy family or something. I mean, it looks like that from the outside, but Gypsy's like 6 or 7. And you're gonna tell me she believed it? Because I believed it at first in the beginning, that Rod abandoned them and all that stuff. No, I mean, he did, but he didn't. Okay, I heard something allegedly after Hurricane Katrina. Rod and Kristie didn't even try to find Gypsy and Dee Dee. They just went straight for the insurance, straight for the life insurance. No, but Gypsy and Dee Dee are alive. Like, why doesn't Dee Dee have a divorce, you know, stipulation going on that says he has to take care of his kid at the very least? So, you know, like, yeah, Rod isn't always... Things aren't always what they appear to be. Things aren't always what they seem. There you go. That's Rod. So what is going on under the surface with Rod? And I purposely did not look at social media before I did this reading about Gypsy, other than a short that informed me that she's pretty much off TikTok, which is kind of known. I've known that for a while. She's been saying she wants to be off social media, but it's really only TikTok. And I happened to catch a glimpse of Ryan and what he's up to. So, but specifically, I didn't ask what's going on with Kristie, or I didn't look into it with Rod and Kristie, because I don't want this to be tainted with my own personal opinions. This is straight from the source, that being infinite source God, and my angels that channel through me. So, hopefully we're getting a clear and accurate message. If the message is unclear, it's because of me, not my angels. I'm just a human being. I am not perfect. Imagine that. I'm not perfect. So, okay, I'll just put this down here for now, because I doubt I'll be using this again. Let's see. Rod, Blanchard. What really is beneath the surface? What's going on in the household? Okay, yeah, so I put this whole deck upside down by accident, so I'm not going to read them up in reverse. Okay, this one apparently wants to come out in reverse. Fine, we got it. Knight of Swords. Under Queen of Swords. Eight of Wands. The Touchstone Tarot. I love this tarot deck so much. So, Eight of Wands. King of Cups. Oh, look at that. I wonder who that is. It's not King Henry VIII, is it? The one who, like, literally murdered... Well, he murdered 3 of his wives, and he murdered 2 outright. One lingered and died. Catherine just died in obscurity and cold and poverty. Anne of Cleves got away with some crazy contract. The Anne of Cleves is my favorite, actually, and Catherine Parr survived him. But Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, like, you know that knife Henry used to open his food? Rod is like Henry VIII. This is interesting. It's right in the middle too, right under the broken heart. And change. Whoa, we got the Hangman. We got some Jesus vibes coming in here. He wants to be seen as chill and cool as Jesus, but this is really who he is. And we have the Hermit. Interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, so while Kristie is out there, like, trying to figure out who she is and reclaim her power, you know, as the mother of her children and Gypsy Rose's stepmom, but she really kind of wants to step away from that, the spotlight, even though that light is there, very bright. It's not... I just got it though. She is willing to talk to Bree, and if Lifetime or any other channel came knocking, you know, saying, "Hey, we've got a contract for you," she'd be all in. But she'd have to have a major part in the decision making of what they will and will not film, and she'd be back to being her old Kristie before when Gypsy first got out of jail. Maybe even she longs for that. You know, she didn't know how foobar things were gonna go. So with Rod, we have the Knight of Swords. So he's left. He's gone. He travels a lot. And quickly too. The Eight of Wands here, very quickly. And he feels that things are coming at him, even though this is a female character. And also, again, let me call your attention that there are no other people in any of these. All these figures, 2 different tarot decks, are all alone, solo. So yeah, Rod likes to travel a lot. He is also trying to make choices with his logical thinking brain, swiftly too. He'll get up and go. Like, I'm done with this insanity. I'm leaving, right? But and I don't think he's around. Even if he is living with Kristie right now and he's not off doing work somewhere else, like in another state, he comes and goes quickly. Just like Henry VIII. You know, Henry VIII never said goodbye to any of his wives. Didn't really say goodbye to Anne or Catherine. Catherine Parr outlived him, but Catherine of Aragon, he never said goodbye to her. He just one day, you know, you're moving to another castle. Oh, look, you can see my camera set up here. Okay, I'll just leave it there for now. It's okay. And he doesn't really say goodbye, and he kind of lingers. He kind of has an ego going on. Yeah, that's it. He's got some ego going on. I mean, he does have 5 children with 3 different women. He causes heartache. He comes and he goes, you know, and in his mind he's absolutely right. It's not an emotional choice. It's actually logical in his mind, rational, reasonable. Even I was on his side when he found out that Kristie had told Gypsy that Ken was, you know, looking for her. He was like, I can't deal with this insanity. I'm out. You know, peace out, gone. And Rod also, especially because I'm thinking Christmas and I'm hearing Christmas, he wants to seem like the good guy. So if anything gets put out there on social media, I guarantee you he's going to be acting like the great dad, the awesome dad, the fantastic dad. He's being asked to move away from this egocentric part of himself and surrender to a more humble position. And to stop looking at only like his way. Look at that intense gaze. And he's ready to defend his thoughts. Ooh, I just heard he might get into a verbal fight with like Ken. It could be Ryan, but I can't see Ryan popping his head up anywhere near the Blanchard household on Christmas. unless Gypsy is already with Ryan that way, which I don't see happening. She is going to go to Ryan for help while she picks her next victim. She's not going to let anybody really know about this because it's embarrassing to her. It makes her look weak. But now that Ryan came out with that video or that live that he did when he's selling merch and stuff, and you can see his crack, you know, of his butt, not drugs. She would feel humiliated to be with him now. So I don't know what that plan looks like now. But Rod, he's being called to look towards a different point of view. Surrender to this experience. Surrender to the fact that he has Gypsy. Surrender to who she is today. Let go of outcomes. Let go of attachments. Let go of expectations. Let go. Because change is coming anyway with Kristie. And these hidden truths and something unknown, it's like we kind of have an idea of who he is. Let go. You know, if he really wants to ever be redeemed in the public's eye in any way from now or in the future, all he has to do is right now, like, don't hide things. And he's Gypsy's dad. He can say whatever he wants. Any of us can. This is democracy we live in America, if you're watching from America. But, you know, it's let the secrets come out. I mean, you're only as sick as your secrets, and actually be true to yourself. He has knowledge, wisdom. He is the one that was in communication with Dee Dee for all those years. He is the one that, you know, brought a light into Gypsy's life and said, no, you know, I actually have been trying to find you, and you know this. Can you remember? Remember that time that we had this event or that event? You know, like, he does. He's if he can surrender to a little more humility and see things a little differently than from a tyrannical point of view, not that he's overtly tyrannical, he leaves, he goes. But if he could see things that way, he would be wiser, more experienced, and way more in tune with nature, which would work out with Kristie if they're still married, because the Ten of Pentacles is all about, the King of Pentacles is all about, you know, nature, groundedness, earthiness, solid, you know, solid foundation, but like the earth. It's like the earth card, almost like a literal earth, like, you know, like the ground and rocks and stuff like that. Like, see, he would be in tune more with himself. See, even the animals know. He's like kind of like, you know, the owls are trying to give him messages, wisdom, nature trying to give him wisdom. Even a little cat here, familiar, which is right under here under the Queen of Wands, you know, like he's trying to get in alignment with Kristie and her goals. The Queen of Wands usually has a kitten next to her. This one, it's an ostrich, and with the butterflies and stuff, and the moths to the flame. Yeah, he's like a moth to Kristie's flame. He actually is not going to leave her for somebody else. He is chaste, but he's got Kristie's cat, the cat that goes with the Queen of Pentacles, and you know, they could have a peaceful life, and their wisdom and experience that they've gained from all this insanity that's been brought into their life from the cray cray Gypsy show can be all gone in the past. Who we used to be in the past. The hurt can stop. The Gypsy didn't get all her characteristics from her mom, you know, so he gotta stay still. Yes, he will stand up for his beliefs, but he's moving very fast. Things move quickly with him, and see, this person looks kind of like startled, you know, like his quick and sudden departure is somewhat startling, which causes him to go into, like, you know, me mode, ego mode, and it's really saying, like, you know, relax, calm down, to see this differently. You don't necessarily have to run away. Actually, Henry sent everybody away from him. He didn't normally take off, like, to the far-flung corners of England. He would just go to a different castle, or, you know, stay in one wing of the castle and peek out the windows or something while Catherine Howard's being beheaded, that poor little girl. She was like, I think 16 or 18, you know, that's actually kind of a woman in the Middle Ages, but nevertheless, I think you get my point. And it's, yeah, he could bring a lot of knowledge and wisdom if he would not keep secrets so much. And really, he's the one that we want to know the truth from. I mean, I can channel Dee Dee, but that doesn't mean she's being honest with me. She's telling me what she wants to tell me, what she wants to be heard. I'm listening for a second here. Nope, she really went away when I asked her to. Thank you, Dee Dee. So, yeah, maybe I'll do a live channeling of Dee Dee someday. But right now, I like to read the cards. I get information that I wouldn't normally think about. And then I get to hear all you guys out there. I sometimes say y'all, not to sound cool and chill and everything, but because I don't want any problems with gender, misgendering or anything. Shall we look at Gypsy? Because we're already going on 45 minutes here. You know my readings are long. So, okay, we can look at what is Gypsy planning for Christmas with her mother and Rod specifically. Otherwise, we'll be here forever what Gypsy's doing. Is Gypsy planning on visiting her family, her father's family? Whoa, this wants to... Whoa, okay, I can't make this up. What is that about, I wonder? Okay, we'll take 2 more because I like to take 5 if possible. It's change. It's frequency of change. Unless nothing else jumps out. It's like, no, that's all we have to tell you right now. So let's... No, that's too many to come out for her. So let's see. Let's keep in mind that I have no judgment really on Gypsy. I just want to see Nicholas get out of jail and Gypsy be held accountable for what she really did. She can't go back to... She can't be tried for the same crime twice, but she's affecting a lot of people. She's staying relevant because I read her. That's why, because we are watching this. Wow. Wow, this is nice, actually. Look at that. That's the star. Now, I could say she's the star of her own show, but look who's over here. Look at that. I can't make this up. That's a baby. There's an octopus finger and everything. This is some kind of like celestial being figure. And she's got all the planets around her. Look, the baby's not even attached. Although Aurora at this age would, you know, obviously wouldn't be. She is attached, but I'm specifically thinking of an umbilical cord. But also, look, this is like Saturn too. Saturn is about reining things in, organizing things, making things more straight as opposed to all crooked. You know, if you're like really going wow out there, you know, Saturn's gonna pull it in and say chill, relax, you know, get it together. And I've said this before, that is Aurora's sole purpose for being born to Gypsy and Ken, to bring resolution, harmony, peace, and end to generational curses and things of that nature. That is her sole mission, if not other things as well. And this, I just get a feeling is like Bree, because look at it's like unshaped kind of, and Bree or Ryan or people in Gypsy's orbit. You know, I actually am getting the octopuses like Bree, you know, helping Gypsy with a finger in every pot. But also Gypsy right now, she's very hopeful. Very hopeful. She lives in hope and whatever her faith is in this. And let's see what else we got here. We got the Knight of Cups in reverse. So no, her motives are not pure. And also and that's kind of strange in a way, because right over the Devil card, which we'll hold over here for a moment, King Henry, when he was married to Catherine, I believe it was, he loved pageantry, he loved show, and he would go on these jousting matches, which of course he's going to win them all, and he has to, although when he was married to Anne Boleyn, he actually did get knocked off his horse and people thought he was dead for a day. But before that, he would wear on his arm a little motto that said Sir Loyal Heart. He was very romantic before that accident. He wasn't the tyrant that he became. He was actually a really good king. He was a real good guy. Waited 7 years for Catherine so he could marry her. Same thing with Anne. 7 years before she would marry him. He waited. This is before his accident. So this is interesting that we get the Devil over Henry VIII card, which is, you know, really the King of Cups, which I completely avoided. This is somebody that has utter and total mastery. This is about Rod over their emotions. They're compassionate. They're giving. You know, Rod does provide. I said that before, he's the provider, but this just confirms what I was saying before. Yes, he is the provider. He is he doesn't blow up on camera so much. He is like more logical than intuitively like acting or emotional. He's more of an IQ guy than an EQ guy. Intelligent quota, what does my brain tell me, rather than, you know, like, he can examine all his feelings. He just doesn't have bursts of tyranny like, let's say, Henry VIII would scream bloody murder. No, Rod will just run. He'll leave. He'll go away. So we have Gypsy with the star. She's very hopeful right now. She is not Sir Loyalheart. She is not, here, let's put this so you can see it. She is not, but check how she's riding this horse. Now, I don't know what I can say about how she subdues men and what, anybody seen 50 Shades of Grey? Even though at the end, you know, like, Anastasia Steele is all in with that plan, but you know what I'm saying, with this whip, and look at that horse's head all the way in the ground, like she's riding that horse, right? And she's not having much luck with that right now. She's feeling even lonely, and she's becoming bitter because Ken is not around, and Ryan just made a fool of himself, and she's really lost, really. And she pretends that she's not. She pretends, she just closed her eyes to it all, like she allegedly did the night that her mother was unalived. I'm going to say this again. I'm pretty sure if I was in a room next to another room where someone was being murdered, stabbed 17 times and nearly beheaded, I would hear something. Okay? I may go into a whole, like, empty state. I may go into noradrenaline, feel nothing state, but I guarantee you I would have heard something that would have prompted my noradrenaline state, or my emptiness state, or I'm not here, like, disassociative out of body state. Something has to trigger you into going into that state. I'm not a psychiatrist, but, you know, I've done a lot of reading and studying, and my son is really into psychology. And yeah, she heard something. Okay, let's see what else is going on. We have the 8 of Wands, which again we have over here with Daddy. Aha. She thinks Daddy will rescue her all the time. Quickly too, fast. I want it now, and he'll bring it. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it my way. I want it now. He helps spoil her, for sure. And we have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, she's rebranding herself, allegedly. I mean, how can she rebrand herself? The only way she can rebrand herself is if she did what I've seen occasionally, which is that she has that aha moment and she decides to change for the better. In the meantime, she's, you know, sending out rose petals. Literally, I can't make this up. Her name is Gypsy Rose. I did not pick this deck for her with this in mind. I just found this now. And she wants to rise up on her name, Gypsy Rose, and fly. But for right now, she can't. She's stuck. She's blocked. I mean, yes, there's fast energy. She's like a whirlwind of dust. You know, like it's like a, when they show commercials with vacuums and they show the filter, the clear filters that they have now, and like Gypsy's like, but it's all dust. It's all nothing that important. You know, she's trying to figure out what her unique gifts and talents are and move out into the world on her own. She has to, because Ken is pretty much left or leaving. I've seen this. You can check out my other videos. I will put up links to earlier videos so you don't have to hear me repeat myself over and over again. And, you know, and yeah, the dogs have come sniffing around, you know, and look how far outside the castle she is. She's gonna get kicked out, or she's gonna leave, you know, herself. And like, yes, then she was thinking of going to Ryan, but now that Ryan's made a fool of himself, no. And, you know, with Daddy, right, she has the 8 of Wands, and here's the 8 of Wands right here. I said, she gets her characteristics not just from her mom, but from her dad and from her own life experience. And she's absolutely the devil's in this way. And I'm hearing it again. Addiction. She's taking pills, not as prescribed. And again, I'm hearing wine o'clock. She does drink slightly more than she should. I've always gotten the number 4. I see a big wine glass, like Johnny Depp's, what is it called? Mega pint, you know, like kind of like that, mega wine. Just he has her mega wine. But she's still defiant. I mean, look at the look on this one's face. And she's reclining, you know, and it kind of goes with this part of her, you know, she pretends, I didn't know that. That was her litany growing up. I didn't know that. Yes, she knows it's not right to unalive people or gaslight them, or she's very, very intelligent. She's very manipulative. She's very smart. She's very dangerous. Okay? And maybe she is in the grips of the Prince of Darkness. Maybe more than she knows, because she still wants things her way, fast, 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 gimme, 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 and I'm gonna make this happen. And she lives in hope, even though she knows that these men in her life are like starting to let her down. Even Nicholas doesn't talk about ever going back with her. He says, yeah, he'll always love her, he'll always care about her, but he never talks about like getting out and being with her. Ryan, on the other hand, the way he says, Gypsy thinks about me. He's deluded. Maybe time to do another reading on Ryan soon. I don't know. This is for Christmas. So apparently, I'm getting actually now that Gypsy, if she shows up at the Blanchard household, I see her with a baby actually in her arms, like wrapped up. I can't see the baby's face. The baby's swaddled, and then like there's a blanket around its head, so I can't see its face. But it's like, it doesn't have to be a baby, it could be anything. She's bringing it back. She's gonna maybe go back to the Blanchard household to try to get sympathy, some tea and sympathy. And that's, you know, because she doesn't have enough money to figure out her life, and she doesn't want to work a 9 to 5. The Gypsy, what? She'll never work like that. Never. I mean, she might have to someday. In fact, I just had a vision of her behind a cashier. So at Walmart. Oh my goodness, these visions come in so fast and they go so fast. And it's just like, I just had a vision of her at Walmart. It's not like I pictured it. It just like infiltrated my head and left. But no, Gypsy doesn't know how to work, and she never wants to. Not really. It's just she wants to live off her infamy, and that is insane. If it was me, I'd want a quiet life. I still want a quiet life, and I have a pretty good life. So what is some more messages, about Kristie, the observer? Just like I said, look. See? Right there with the spyglass. She is. She's looking at things. Whoops! Shoo! This table's gotta go when I move. Which maybe for some time I have people looking for me in the situation that I'm in. I have to be moved for my own safety. Some sort of person in my building tried to kill me a few months ago, repeatedly, ignores the order of protection. Nonetheless, this isn't about me. This is about Kristie, Rod, and Gypsy, and what's going on for Christmas, not what's going on with Mary. It's just I always say I'm moving, and I still am in the same place because I'm working with detectives. So I'm safe. I got an order of protection, and I'm safe, and this person's been removed from this block, actually, but, you know, you never know. But yeah, this is confirmation. The observer 5050. Yeah, Kristie is absolutely looking to change. She's looking for change with this 50 here. She's really looking for whatever she can do to get her life back on track. See? There. So right now, Kristie's not saying much. She's not doing much. I see her, like I said, cooking and ready for the holidays type of stuff. But she's as far as like what's going on with her and Gypsy and Rod, she's just paying attention right now. And I just heard praying a lot. Yeah, she can't sleep at night, whether Rod is there or not. So she's watching. Ooh, I just heard, she's documenting what's going on. Maybe she's journaling. Because like I said, if an offer from any network came her way, she would take it, or she would encourage Gypsy to take it, or she'd have a say in this somehow. Gypsy seems to be going to Bree for advice. No, Kristie wants to be consulted. She would feel like she was stabbed again in the heart if Gypsy was just like, no. And Kristie's like, remember how you had nothing and you were in jail and me and your father came to visit you? And we gave you commissary and stuff. Like, you remember that? Kristie feels justified in what she's doing. And there's nothing wrong with what she's doing, actually. She's trying to get it together. For Christmas, she's just going to put on the show of like the happy wife, happy life. She cares most of all about her children. She worries about Mia a lot. So, Rod, the gardener, I bet he does do a lot of planting. 27-9 completion, so maybe he's not looking to plant any more seeds and have new children. But yeah, look at this. He's got one household, three households. He's got 3 different mothers for 3 different kids. I don't know what to say about that other than the gardener provides. The gardener provides for the household. The gardener provides beauty, which is what Kristie wants back. Beauty and sunshine and fireflies and butterflies in her life again, and the light. Also, I understand that she and Rod pray. Rod is also a Christian, and she wants that back. And Rod is the one that's in control of this. I'm not getting anything positive or negative about this. Just that, yes, he is the provider. He is the gardener. He does, he's not sowing seeds of discord or unrest. He's actually, he does try to provide stability, at least in a financial way, for, let's see, emotionally, he tries to. And as the king of, the Knight of Swords with his also mind and active, like, action. So that's, sounds about right. Plus, if he heads towards the Hermit and gives in to thinking differently about what's going on with Gypsy and his life, just a little adjustment of point of view, surrender to what has been and what cannot be changed, things will go much better for him as the Hermit. There'll be an end to all that insanity, discord. It's coming that that Gypsy won't be relevant, and Aurora is gonna right things if she is around. I believe she is. Even if she's not, maybe she's an angel attached to Gypsy or something. But she's the one who will bring in the peace. And Rod can be in on this. Rod is her grandfather, so he can be absolutely preparing a garden for his later years. Maybe he likes to sit around and look at plants and flowers. I see him like having his quiet days are just like chilling out, and like, I don't know, sometimes he likes to go for walks and just notice the trees and the grass and stuff. But it all boils down to him for being provided for. Look, even while Gypsy was in jail, this is like a jail structure, right? It's not a jail, but to me it looks like a jail. And why would he have jail that intensely in his life? Because of Gypsy. And what did he do for Gypsy? He visited her. He came to her. He said he's there for her. So Rod's just being Rod, stable. But these other 2 families, like Dee Dee's gone, and I don't know who the mother of Nicolette is, his other daughter, half daughter. I don't know where, but she's not factoring into the picture very much, if at all. She doesn't. And again, we have for Gypsy stranded. Yes, there you go. She's stranded. She's making her plans. They're not working out so well. And she's stranded. She's casting not an anchor. Well, she is looking for some sort of stability, because right now she doesn't have much. Ken's not around even when he is. He doesn't really work. Why should he? He gets to go on podcasts and interviews and be part of her channels and do whatever Gypsy tells him to do off camera, which she does. But this is Gypsy. Her ship came in and she got stuck. She just was like full on like, I don't know where I'm going anymore. I need help. I'm getting out of this ship and I'm dropping anchor into where I don't know. She doesn't know. She's always changing. She doesn't even know. But she lives with a lot of faith and hope in herself, mostly, and who she can use. Who's in her orbit, who can she use? This is making me feel like Baby Aurora is definitely real. Not just because of this baby right here, but just because of all the halo around her head. And yeah, Gypsy herself thinks she's like a queen with a crown. I just mentioned about princesses and how hard their lives are. How to become a queen, it's not easy. And again, this figure also has a crown. Gypsy wants this fast. She wants things to change very quickly. But maybe she doesn't realize that she's stuck here. You know, she wants it. I can feel it. She absolutely wants it. She even wants that body. Look at this figure's body. She wants that. She wants to be this person. Now. Right now. But since she can't have it that way now, because little thing she does is not magic. Every little thing she does is not magic. No. She's up in a tree figuring out what to do with her unique skills. And her unique skills are kind of like not the best. So, hey, her unique skills are like, I could hire I don't know, a hitman or something. Let's just pretend I didn't say that, okay? And she's looking for stability. The angel double 4 master number of stability. Again, like wealth, I'm hearing. Stability, home. She's looking for home. And not sensibility like the way the King of Pentacles is. Like, Kristie's looking for that, not Gypsy. Gypsy's just putting out this ginormous hook out there. Not even an anchor. I mean, yes, she's looking to be anchored. I'm seeing that, yes, she'll go to Ryan. Like, if she could get away with doing it without anybody noticing, she would. She has already been in communication with him. Only because of what he did recently with the merching and his live stream, that now she feels embarrassed. So she is stranded for now. She's too busy waiting to pick out her next victim. And she was just going to use Ryan until that happened. So maybe, but that's not going to happen now with Ryan. It's in the air, it's empty. And Kristie's just watching all this from a distance, like, okay, you know what, I haven't heard enough. I'm just going to like start documenting everything, which she did do, actually. She was working with, what was her name, Facinelli or something, about Mommy Dead and Dearest. Kristie was getting all the records together. Kristie was taking notes and paying attention in class. So, so she's back to doing that again. Except for now, this is affecting her directly. She's also being cautioned or guided to start listening more to her intuition. She has been doing that. She's been listening to whatever voice tells her, go for the gold, go for the money. So now it's telling her basically like start paying attention to her intuition. What does her gut tell her? Because, you know, if her gut doesn't tell her, you know that Mia will. And so that's what I'm seeing. That the Christmas will be tense. But, I don't know. I don't know. I hear Gypsy's voice really loud. Like, she might go visit. But Ken won't be with her. No, wait. I just said Ken will be with her. But it's like a photo op. And then he'll leave. So, like, if Gypsy... I feel Gypsy will be stuck there all day. That's Kristie. And this is Rod. And this is Gypsy. Gypsy Oracle deck. Let's find out with some parting... I think we've got it all covered by now, though, but I just can't resist with it. Like I said, cheerfulness. Look at Gypsy's cheerfulness. Again, it's like Bree, Gypsy, and Ken, and they're all going to party all the time because why bother looking at the reality? It's not normal. No, actually, that's not right. But, yeah, there's nothing wrong with being cheerful and drinking, but in Gypsy's case, she's, you know, using... Look, there's even a rose right here in this woman's dress. Come on. Can't make this up. And the mirror behind her is frosted, and like she doesn't really feel, she's cold on the inside kind of, and she can't even see herself clearly in a mirror anymore, and she doesn't care right now. She just goes for that wine o'clock. It's wine o'clock somewhere in the world. And she knows other people who approve of this or know of this. No one is really stopping her. They want to like be part of her happiness. And this also simply is like Christmas is gonna be nice, you know, like for not nice, but like as nice as it could be for her family whom she chooses to spend Christmas with. I do see her putting in an appearance at Kristie's and Rod's house. And yes, they will toast and be polite, and then behind the cameras Gypsy will get drunk as sin. And yeah, so let's see. That's Kristie's card, actually. Oh, that's what's going on with Kristie. Why I say Gypsy? Oh my goodness, that's what I just channeled though, Gypsy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but Kristie is trying to put on a show that like everything is well and good and fun and according to tradition, you know, Western traditions about Christmas. So this also applies to Kristie as well. But there's Gypsy at Kristie's table, you know, getting drunk. And Rod's just trying to keep it together with his straight-on tie and suit, like everything is organized and normal and nothing to see here. And there's like Mia, who's just like polite there and like respecting her dad and toasting. It's Gypsy who's like out of control. So, but that's Kristie's house. And Kristie's taking the picture, like I said before. That picture, I'll try to find it. I want to learn how to edit so I can like throw the picture in and take it out when I'm making a point. Like that one of Gypsy being drunk going, yo guys, I'm so drunk. She just got out of jail that day. Yeah, I want to get that in like here somewhere at the end of the video. If I can keep it shorter, we're at 110. Ooh, that's an excellent angel number, by the way. 110. Look at that. Okay, so this is Rod. And, ooh, strong woman. Yeah, so I'm going to say that this strong woman is his daughter. But also Kristie is strong. Kristie has nothing but to see. He admires that about Kristie. He does see her as a strong woman. A little cray-cray at times, you know, like getting in touch with Ken and stuff like that, and mischievous and like not always doing the right thing. I'm hearing that Rod goes to the way his mother raised him. I mean, he did marry Dee Dee when he was 17, and Dee Dee was like 21, I believe, or 22. She was older, at least 4 years older than him, and Rod did the right thing. He is attracted to women that appear strong. And even though Kristie is kind of having a freak out on the inside and trying to figure out what's going on, she's been heartbroken, and she's looking for money and stability and harmony in her life and good health and stuff like that. To your health. And power, she is pretty strong, and you gotta be strong to be that close to Gypsy and not run to the root cellar during a tornado, you know. So he does see Gypsy as strong. You're never gonna see him say anything else in an interview, not really, on camera. And he does respect the women that he gets with. He respected Dee Dee to a point when they got divorced. When he got a little older, he married Kristie, and I think he has, I don't know if he married Nicolette's mother and then went with Kristie, but he does have, I'm seeing a little boy that, yeah, looks up to his mother, and those are the qualities he looks for in a woman, you know. And look, by the way, the gardener, where's Rod's card in the Gypsy deck? Outside the city, garden path, the fountain. Yeah. This is what he wishes Gypsy could be like. More reserved, more stately, more. And it's like, let go of the past. It's very unlikely that Gypsy will ever be this woman. Let go. Forgive. Let go. Forgive completely. Let go of attachments and outcomes. He wants to make a garden for Gypsy, and it's just not working out. So to give her something nice. He did while she was in jail, and she neglected that. She just saved it up on her big ship. And for Gypsy, what do we have? Oh, wow, what a surprise. Check that out. Wife, and yet again, the rose. This is definitely Gypsy. My mistake over here, but hey, is that the same woman? I don't know. Is she going to meet somebody or get some information at the Blanchards on Christmas Day? I wonder. I'm going to guess again that Aurora is real. She's got a baby on her lap. And wife. And that is what she wants. But you see that ship has sailed with Ken. Gone. Goodbye. Ken is not going to marry her. Not happening. Ryan probably would. But the problem with that is that she's embarrassed by Ryan now. So, yeah. Yeah. And is that a cat or a dog? I can't see from here, actually. But we all know that she has Parker. And I believe Pixie was hers until she just left. So yeah, she definitely, baby Aurora, she has, or she wants a child. And Gypsy does. Right now, Gypsy kind of thinks that that is the route to go. The wife route. She normally does not want that. Look at the shoes here. In the old days, back when I was a kid, see, children wore shoes like that, and and this child, one of its shoes is off, you know, and she's not even looking at it. So that thing I talk about neglect a lot, yeah. I mean, the shoe's on the table. I can guarantee Aurora took it off and put it there, and she's like, I don't even care. I'm too busy looking for my next husband, future husband. Future husband's more important than you, child. Shut up. Yeah, oh, look. And Aurora is trying to get her to look in her direction, but Gypsy only has eyes for whoever her future. Somebody who maybe works on the ocean. She's got a letter in her hand too. It's like she's already in communication with this person. She was in communication with Ryan. I don't know if she's still in communication. I would think she is. She stays in communication with people. She always does. But she's looking away from the baby. Look away from the baby. And she's dreaming about being a wife again. That is Gypsy's plan B. Get married, have a baby. Well, she had the baby, most likely, allegedly. And, but she doesn't have the husband. And at this point, there are plenty of guys out there who would marry Gypsy. I don't know why. They have to be super brave. But, okay, we're at 115. So let's see if there's any parting words of wisdom with the Shakti deck for Kristie. That just jumped out. Rod. That just jumped out. And Gypsy. Oh, sorry. Wrong way. Okay, sometimes my frequency is super high and even I look like I'm like, all gadgety, like crazy. Okay, Buddha. Yeah, be mindful, be detached, be compassionate. Now, this goes very well with cheerfulness. So Kristie's going to try to make it a cheerful scene for Christmas. She observes, she doesn't get involved. The Queen of Swords is notorious for being a cold queen in the sense that she's not like all gushy and romantic and sweet words. No, the Queen of Wands is usually analytical, just, fair, uses her mind, and eventually comes to a judgment. Right, so we have this. We have this. So right now Kristie's just keeping an eye on things, making everything look good on the outside, and she's being told, like, if she wants to stop worrying, if she wants to stop, the heartache, if she wants to stop the sleepless nights or the not good night rest, then it would be good for her to be like the Buddha and be mindful, detached from this situation, from Gypsy. So if anything comes her way with a offer, TV, series, podcast, and she should reject it. I'm hearing be compassionate to herself first. And then she can give it out. Because this is all the crown chakra, all. So that's what's going on with Kristie. We have Rod's advice here. Mala. Chant your mantra to affirm your intentions. Now, since he is the gardener, and he is being asked, yes, I'm hearing he needs to pray more and listen. I know when you chant malas that you're speaking. You can chant your mantras and affirm your intentions, but his mantra should be more like about the simplest one, like Om Mani Padme Hum, which is basically the jewel is under the lotus, which means that there can be growth now. They've connected and the wisdom can come out, the Dharma, the truth. So, the truth. All he has to do is sow the seeds and let it, cultivate it, grow it, and let go of the past, and he will be like the hermit, someone who is looked up to, someone that the animals come to for healing, someone who can be there for his Queen of Wands wife with a little kitten, someone who can be there for his daughter, who inspires young women to act like, not all social media, like Gypsy. Like Mia's quiet, pretty, quiet. So that's what with Rod is, like, be the quiet gardener, the constant gardener. Not at the end of the movie. No. Just the middle when he's like super happy with Rachel Weisz's character. Yeah. So, yeah, Rod is just like, yeah, I did hear he needs to pray more, and be mindful as well. Be mindful as well. But definitely he might even actually chant mantras while he's at sea. I don't know, while he's out working. But this is a very positive card. I'm feeling very, very high energy coming from this. And I think that this would work well for him. You know, the rosary beads are a mantra. Any mantra that's talking to God and showing, although it's my understanding Infinite Source doesn't like ceaseless babbling, but not if your intention, as it says here, affirm your intentions are good, and you're doing this to, you know, strengthen your intention, speak it into existence, you know. So, and for Gypsy, wow, check this out, I'm not surprised. We have Monsoon, navigate the waves of the unknown. So a lot of unknown is coming Gypsy's way, for sure. A lot of unknown. You never know what Satan's gonna do when he comes knocking. You never know. It's not gonna be good, I'll tell you that much. So I don't have to tell you that, you know. Look, the boat theme, her boat came in, her ship came in, and then she stopped. She's like, full stop, she's screwed. Oh, excuse me, can I say that? She's, yeah, she's not in a good place. And she's like, let's drop anchor, but it's also a giant fish hook. Who can I snatch next? And she is. I mean, this is not anything new. Her plan is to become, at this moment, to be a wife, even though she really doesn't like it. She has like this idealized vision of what a wife is. Even Melania Trump does not have a happy life. I mean, she doesn't even like being the first lady, and she always has her eyes slit and stuff. And I'm not against or for anybody in that sense. I'm not speaking politics. I'm just saying that, you know, she has like these ideas that, like, okay, anyone might just look from another country, let's say, at Melania Trump and think she has it all. The beautiful dresses, the big house, she can go to Margalo, she's got her son Barron and all this stuff, and like, Melania is quite unhappy, actually. Just watch some interviews with our president, our current president, and you'll see that she's not happy. Or listen to what he says about her, and then watch her face, and then you'll know. And what I said before about princesses, you know, it's not easy being a princess. It's a lot of hard work. Or a queen. Look, right over Henry VIII, the King of Cups. Let his emotions get out of control. Just like gypsies do. And she goes and she screams in the bathroom into a towel. But in this case, she's being told, you know, or she's not even being told. She already is navigating the waves of the unknown. Ryan, the option of Ryan just fell out of her clutches. And she is, in her own way, riding those waves. She's gone a little, like, higher ground. And she thinks she's doing something good with her new website, which is about mommy and being a mommy. And how to live life. Like, I'm going to listen to someone who tells us how to live life who took a life. I don't think so. Not like she planned that, and before she planned it, you know, she was hurting Dee Dee, gaslighting her, doing a lot of really mean things. So why would I ever take advice from Gypsy? Ever. Let's see, because it's a little open-ended. Let's see what else we have here. Chai. Oh, your soul is yearning for healing connections. Her soul is yearning for healing connections. It really is, actually. Deep, deep, way down deep inside. Honey, you need love and true love, real love, pure love. You see? Right now she's a storm in her mind of what she's going to do, where she's going to go, what's going to happen. Even the colors are similar, right? She's wearing a blue dress. She's riding above the waves. Right? She's doing her best. You know, she's staying away from, like, I'm getting brief for some reason, like people who are sniffing around to find the dirt on her, and you know, that will probably happen one day. But as I said many times, she's probably going to be arrested for something to do with money, tax evasion, breach of contract, something like that, housing, Like she bought a house and will pay for it or something like that. And she might, ooh, I'm hearing she might marry someone with a lot of money and she'll get in on their scams with them. They'll be cheating people somehow, and that, but it has something to do with money or breach of contract. Yeah, so she's she's stranded, but these colors are similar here. You see, she's in a blue dress, riding the blue waves, you know, flying, swimming. This boat is practically flying on the waves. And we have the color red and orange here. So she is absolutely, and also clouds represent thought. Excuse me. Excuse me. It is December 8th, 2025, and it's in New York City, and it's cold outside, so I have the heater on up high. My room is dry. So, yeah, so she's thinking there's storm clouds, like, kind of chasing her down. Her past is chasing her down, but she's hanging in there. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens when she gets to the end there. Like, she already put out an anchor, but there's nothing there. It's like the same concept, except really her soul is yearning for healing connections. So we have like the purple here with the third eye and the head chakra, right? And that's a connection to God, the infinite source, to outside of us, which also flows within us. The kingdom of God is within, and it flows through us, you know, hopefully if we open up our minds and our hearts to infinite source's love. And you see this love here, it's an orangey, so that's the sacral chakra, which is like womb, sacred feminine, solar plexus type of energy, sacral feminine, the womb, the center of life, the reproductive organs, if you're a male watching this, or if you're a man or a woman, we both have male and female energy in us. So, and she's, look, even the cup, the inside of the cup is orange. Now, really, where is her yearning for healing connections? Her daughter. Now, Gypsy Rose, if you ever watch this, you know, please listen. Flower of heaven, rose. But see, red is sexual love. See? And she's powerful with this. Yellow is the solar plexus chakra, power. I always see Aurora in blue, St. Michael's watching over her, or pink. You decide if Aurora's real or not. I'm slightly on the fence, but I lean towards yes, she is real. So, I think we're going to end this reading because it's 1 minute and 27, 1 hour and 27 minutes long. And I mean, there are movies that are shorter than this, you know. I'm sure you'd have a good time watching. So, yeah, I would, you know, that's it. It's like deep down inside, woman, you need love. I'm not Robert Palmer. Robert Plant, excuse me, or either of them. I can't sing, but Led Zeppelin. Wanna hold out of love. So Gypsy needs a lot of healing, and we'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. And that usually is how I end my readings on Gypsy. We're gonna have to wait and see. She is going for that mother website that she made up, like mother and 2 other things that I really didn't zone in on, because as I said, I would never take advice from Gypsy unless she does have that aha, that epiphany moment where she realizes that everything is wrong in her life, the things she's done, and she just completely surrenders and changes. And she claims to be a Christian, and she goes right, even though this is Rod's card, it affects Gypsy and Gypsy affects him. So Gypsy affects me, I'm part of the collective. So but yeah, I've had a couple of 2 or 3 times had a very strong feeling that she may change for the good. So her soul needs healing love, healing connections. I don't think she knows how to do that yet. She doesn't know how to trust. That's what I'm hearing. She doesn't trust, and I see prison bars again, her hands behind the bars. She's terrified. She's terrified of no one ever loving her. She's terrified of going to jail for the rest of her life. She's terrified of things that are not rational. They're just like a big dark cloud around her head. And I don't know what to say about that, you know. Those are her fears. If she, the devil, if she moved away. And usually the star is so hopeful and beautiful and healing and nurturing, and everything will work out. Have faith. You know, this is, in her case, she is the star in her mind. She really has to get away from the Prince of Darkness, this fake wifeness. She doesn't know really what it means to be a good wife. She doesn't. All she knows is fairy stories. You know, she's like black and white. It's either all a fairy story or nothing. So let's recap, because it's a long video. Kristie's doing okay. You know, she is going with the historical connections and purposes and ancestors. I'm guessing also that, you know, most likely Aurora is real. I'm guessing that Kristie is like trying to foster this connection with her ancestors and giving Aurora ancestors. Kristie has no generational anything with Aurora, because not Aurora putting it on her or Aurora coming into the world, but Kristie may have in her family. But I'm not getting that. I'm getting Kristie just again stands alone, and she doesn't have like a negative ancestral past. And that, yeah, she may have had some purpose. She did, you know, and historically, yeah, you better believe Gypsy Rose is going down in history, infamous history. And she's Gypsy, that's how she, Kristie, that's how she got in touch with Gypsy, like how she got drawn into that web, that world. And Rod has a lot of secrets and hidden truths, and he's a quiet type of man. He knows how to control his emotions, but his feelings run deep. He is, you know, he does have a big heart. And you know, he just, instead of getting emotional, he just thinks this is insane and it doesn't make sense logically, and he runs away and he leaves. But he will be back for Christmas unless he really has to work. Like, he may have to give up that experience because he really does have to work. Although it's being cautioned to him that no, be the gardener at home for your 2 children that still depend on you, you know, on your food that you grow and your providence, and, you know, surrender to what is. He has a family with Kristie, and he'd do well to pray a little more, and it would help him. I'm hearing it would help him. It's not like, oh, he doesn't pray enough. It's that, like, it would really help him. Kristie's ready for a change. She wants to go back to having her bright, passionate, you know, excited and enthusiastic about her children on their first day of school type of thing. That's maybe what she's looking for at Christmas. She's going to make this big show, not like for TV, but just like for her children, make it a big production for them. And I already said that Aurora most likely will be there. Ken might show up for a photo op because Gypsy ordered it, but I don't see Ken anywhere. Ryan, like I said, he's an embarrassment at this point. So Rod is just, you know, he really wants his daughters to grow up to be stable, good young women. He's provided for them the garden. A beautiful garden for them to live in. That's what he wishes for them. But he's really, you know, got to surrender and give in and don't look like the martyr all the time. And then he can go have his solitude. Then his experience can be in form of good wisdom, you know. And for Gypsy, well, I wasn't going to do her, but, you know, we always end up doing this. Gypsy's just being Gypsy, full of herself, using men, not being loyal, not being brave, not being truthful. Wisdom and inspiration in Akashic records. She may have seen this video and found out that I said, and it's true, that she was killed during the Holocaust. She's aligned with Archangel Raziel. She's trying to get aligned with Archangel Raziel. Archangel Raziel is like all about the head chakra, and like it says, wisdom, inspiration, Akashic records. Like, you want to know about your past, you can talk about Archangel Raziel, but it's not about actually what you were in a past life. It's about what you did, what kind of energy you released out into the universe. So that's Gypsy. She's not reflecting on this. She's like more like feeding off of it. Like I said, like, oh, like in a past life I was a princess. Okay, if you say so. It's not the easiest life, but that's what she's doing. She's still using dark magic. She's not even really using it right now. She's like, I just feel like blah, like that, like stranded. And she wants fast results, so she did come up with a web page, I think, and she is taking a YouTube and Instagram, but she wants results now. And you know, it took her a little time to climb up that tree. Hello, you got to learn how to climb, and she has to learn how to ride the waves of life, cultivate healing connections, especially with her child. Not this, well, actually, you know what, I'll end on this note. This healing connections and this future husband that I do see for her, although I see her alone in a house where she's running around like down these long corridors in a white like filmy negligee type thing, just screaming, alone. There, and I just said she could get married. It's money. She's probably gonna go to jail for over money, and it's not gonna be like before where it was for schmurder. It was for, this is money. This is like white collar crime, and it's like that is the husband she should be manifesting. Healing connections, heal the connections. Like tell Ryan, for example, like goodbye Ryan, forever and for all time. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me anymore. Ken, goodbye. Go. Leave. You want to leave anyway? Just go. You know, make peace with the past. Go. She's gonna try to hold on to Aurora, but only because she's selfish, and that's her cash cow. And that is why Ken won't leave yet. But that ship has sailed, Ken, and she's just looking for the next ship to sail in. And I say this often, but it's right here. You know, that ship has sailed. So yeah, she may get married after a period of aloneness, of screaming in the hallways, running around the house screaming, or you know, there is no next husband and she will be alone, and she is most likely gonna do some jail time. So it would be good for her to have healing connections. And her soul is yearning for that. Her soul can yearn for that all she likes. If she chooses with her own free will to align herself with the Prince of Darkness, well then I can't help her. We can't help her. There's not much we can do. Maybe she'll see this video. Who knows? Only Infinite Source God knows, really, truly. So let's just hope for the best for the Blanchards' Christmas. Yeah, Kristie's head is just sticking out here. And Rod's like, kind of like, no, don't get emotional. Don't get upset, honey. It's okay. Let's just keep all that quiet and have a nice Christmas. Let's just have a happy Christmas. So, with that said, if you lasted this long, over an hour and a half, my many, many thanks go out to you. I appreciate you so much for watching my channel. I don't know how to read for just one person. It's always going to be the dynamic between people, unless I cut them up into one by one by one, and then you got to watch 3 videos in a row, which I don't think is too fair to you. But also your time being spent, I don't know. You can spend your time how you like. My eyes just fell on this deck right here before I close out, you know, so like she's around, baby Aurora, she's around. Look at that, she's all lit up by the moon. The truth will come out. The truth will come out. And I'm hearing that when I said the truth will come out, I meant like, yeah, she's real. And as she gets bigger and older, like this rabbit's a little older than a baby rabbit, the truth will become illuminated. So thank you for that little message. And again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching this long. Any suggestions you have about how I can make these readings shorter? I think when I put up the links to the other videos, it'll be a little shorter, because then you won't have to listen to me repeat what I've already read and channeled. I don't know if that's just me or other channelers, mediums, but like I remember things that I channeled like 2 weeks ago. And I also have a book where I write everything down. So if I'm wrong or incorrect or I don't remember, I will check my notes. So, but if there's anything I missed, anything that you think of to make this little community that we got here stronger and better, I'm so happy to hear from you in the comments. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time and your support and your energy in this. You definitely, you are the best part of this channel. So with that said, yeah, I already said it, comments. And oh yeah, the algorithm is hungry. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, they actually pay attention to how long someone's attention is caught. with a video. So like I said, if you want, you can let it just run in the background, and you know, you can still hear what I'm saying. You can come back to it later, you can pause, it's up to you. I just want you to have a good experience, so you know, whatever works for you. But okay, with that said, I wish you much love, many blessings, happy holiday season, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care, bye.